Cuando todos empezamos a bailar al ritmo de Spirit in the Sky, no esperábamos que KEiiNO acabaría ganando el televoto y hoy los tenemos aquí. Hi guys, how are you?
Hey, great, how are you?
Welcome to Madrid, welcome to our small office.
It's a nice office.
Yeah, it's nice.
Thank you. I was just saying that when we listened for the first time Spirit in the Sky, we started liking it, enjoying it. We like the Sami vibe, everything, but maybe we never expected that it was going to be the winner of the televote in Eurovision, or we could have expected, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, we had a goal that after we won in Oslo, we wanted to reach Europe with our song and with our message. And we met fans, we took pictures, and we did so many concerts. And it's really great to see that all that effort we put in, it worked. So, yeah.
Why do you think people like it that much?
I think it's the combination of being a catchy, happy song, but also that we bring something different to the table. That we show some of all of Norway. We show the Sami culture with the yoik. We also show some of the Nordic feel, both in the production and also in the melodies. And I think that was one of the reasons why our song was like that. People felt it was a bit different. So and that was, of course, that was our big goal, was to reach the audience. And we don't care about the juries.
Well, yeah. I mean, the juries put you in an 18th position, which is quite odd, this big difference, don't you think?
Well, I'm not sure what the jury didn't like about our song, because you see in Norway as well, we didn't get as many points from the jury. And the semi-final, we wouldn't even go through to the final if it was for the juries. So luckily we have the people on our side.
Yeah.
It's not easy to understand what 4 people in each country what they would vote for. It all depends maybe on their background, what they do, or if they're... I think what I've seen of the jury is that there's a lot of professional musicians, and that's maybe they judge music in a different way than how the average listener does, compared to how the people that study it or analyze music. So, but anyway.
Was it challenging to bring Spirit in the Sky to Tel Aviv, to Eurovision, because you had to create a new staging after the national final in Norway, and you didn't have as many people as there?
No, we worked so hard. We did the last changes like 2 days before or something. Yeah, so it was a long process, but we sat down and we knew what we wanted, so we just had to make it happen. But yeah, it was just a lot of creative people working together, creating what we wanted to represent Norway.
I think also because, the Norwegian Eurovision team is not very big, to be honest, and we had to do quite a lot ourselves as well of the idea, and also we worked very well with the Norwegian Eurovision team, because they knew that we also had strong ideas and strong meanings. So there's a little thing, okay, instead of and let us actually do most of the planning of the whole staging as well, especially when we got back the first stand-in rehearsals, where EBU and they had. It's not their fault in a way. It's kind of like, anyway, what we saw there was not what we wanted. It was very far away from our vision. It was far away from KEiiNO, far away from Norway, and it was made by somebody that probably had no clue of what the Nordics was. So this was 2 weeks before the finals.
And what was it like? Can you give us a hint?
I think it's
Tell me about the fishes.
In the yoik part, the graphic team had put salmon on the floor.
Okay.
Because in Norway, you know, salmon. So there was an ocean of, and the backdrop looked like something enhanced forest from Harry Potter, and there was Bambi came, a lot of trees.
Yeah.
So it was really something weird, and the good thing is that both NRK and all of us saw like, okay, this is so far away, and so we actually had to to get a new person doing it, and that was actually a person we found here while we were in Madrid, during the Eurovision pre-parties. He was actually filming a bit for was it Easy Extras?
Yes, exactly.
Easy Bubble, and then. But he showed us what he'd done before. He'd done some lyric videos, and he worked on our lyric video for Shallow.
Yeah.
So Eduardo Lobo is his name. So we called him up and it's like, "Hey, do you want to make content for television?" He's like, "What? This is the most scary task he'd ever had."
He was so afraid, like going from being someone who just does this as a hobby
and being a Eurovision fan. Actually.
Yeah. Be in the Eurovision and create content for us.
And he made the visuals.
So he made the whole. So that was what we started from scratch 2 weeks before, and it was up until the very last rehearsal that everything was finally finished.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that happened in many countries this year. Like many countries had to make last-minute changes. I don't know why. I don't know what was going on behind the stage.
Maybe because everyone wanted to be perfect. They had this vision that they want to create. And I mean, Eurovision, it's like the biggest thing you could ever participate in. So of course you want it to be great.
You gave us another surprise in Eurovision, Shallow, this Sami Joik version you made. Why a version and why Shallow?
Well, Tom, why Shallow? That was actually your idea, wasn't it?
Because when we want to do the cover, I think it's fun to do a song that is, first of all, a song that people like, but also to do a song that we could create something new with. And we want to make a version that was far away from the original. So we thought that, okay, I think Shallow, and the thing is that all good songs get better with a bit of yoik. So we just asked Fred, hey, can you make a yoik on this? And he did, and I was like, okay, we're definitely going to record this.
Yeah.
How do you integrate yoik in a pop song like Shallow? How do you find the...
You just have to feel the song. You have to understand the song, and I felt like I tried to... I don't really know. We were recording in this room, and it just came to me. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the yoik in this song works like a drop. Yeah.
Do you use the original lyrics in that part, or is just joking?
I don't actually say anything there.
Okay.
No, it just feels.
Yeah, you taught me in the other time.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, nice. That time you told me KEiiNO was gonna be a long time project. It wasn't just something for Eurovision, and we have a new single, Praying. So you have more plans in the future?
Yes, this is only the start. So Praying is our new single. We have another single coming late August, and then we shift focus on our album that will be released sometime next winter. And we have a plan of traveling around the world, working with other indigenous artists, and then collaborate in order to make. Now we've presented a yoik in pop music, and we want to see if we can get some other spices to sprinkle up pop music from other indigenous cultures around the world. So the first thing is we fly to Australia in end of October to work with a couple of artists down there.
And will you join this indigenous music to the joik, or?
Yes, we will do. We'll incorporate it in our both in our sound, but also that's a good thing. Like when you make an album, that we can do different things. Like we have 10 songs. Not all songs have to be different, and also like because Fred is a rapper, then we'll finally be able to show the rap as well.
Yeah.
Rap side.
Okay, so
Now you've just seen my soft side. My passion side.
So you will be rapping and not only joking.
I will be rapping and working as well.
Okay, nice. Tell us about Praying. There is like a claim, no? Won't let anybody hold me down.
Yeah.
What did you want to say with this message?
Well, it's actually a song that Tom's husband wrote about the anxiety of death, of dying. And Alex and I, we have that in common. we think about death all the time, like this scary, unpredictable thing that is going to happen, and it feels so out of control. So now we wrote a song about that, actually a really dancey song with such a like distant, what's that, dark theme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
But also, with that in mind.
Yeah. Wait. You just reminded me there is a song called Nadie se salva,
okay.
And in the Spanish national final, Miki could have gone to Eurovision with a song that says Nadie se salva, nobody is safe, and it's like very partyish, very dancey, but it speaks about death.
Yeah.
And when they revealed the message, everyone was like, what?
Yeah. It's not like you hear it, like
I think
you have to listen to the lyrics and know the meaning behind it too. Yeah.
That's but we also wanted to say, with that in mind, that the fear of death. I'm from a very conservative part of Norway, and so if you're like me, if you're gay or bisexual or on the side of what the religious majority will say is right, then the fear of death is even stronger, because then you are taught that, okay, you're not going to heaven. We are, but you're so. And that also makes there's still many young people today that are not being able to express themselves 100%, because it still is this stigma. And sometimes it's externally, but also sometimes internally, that you feel that you're not as good as the rest because there's some kind of unsaid things around. So that's why we, as you said, the line, won't let anybody hold me down. It's very important that to actually be free, be liberated, be able to be 100% yourself. And so, yeah.
How is the situation with the LGBT community in Norway? Because in Spain, I mean, I ask you about Norway because you're from Norway.
Yeah.
In Spain, we had a good situation. We have legalized equal marriage, but recently we've been hearing like some conservative voices like against some of the rights that we have got, and we have the feeling now that we still have lots to do. I don't know if it's the same situation.
I think in Norway it's still definitely we performed at Pride in Oslo the last week. Yeah. And I think that was like it's never been more people joining Pride. So it's been really. I think the average community is really supporting equal rights, and it's quite funny because there's of course some really like outright parties in Norway, but the biggest one on the right side is actually quite supportive of the LGBT community. So I think we're better off than in many other countries.
Yeah, that's true. And I also wanted to ask you about the reaction in the Sami community. We met in Tel Aviv one woman from the Sami community and one guy who was married to a woman from Sami community, and they were like they loved your song. They joked for us a little bit. It was lovely. How has been the reaction?
Yeah, it has. What was the question again?
Yeah, how has been the reaction in the Sami community with spreading the joking and the Sami culture?
Yeah, they think it's cool because we have been mixing it with modern pop music, and they are very glad that we have shown the world that we can do that. That Sami music isn't always long ambient songs, but you can also mix it with popular music. So they are very happy with it.
Okay, nice. I also wanted to ask you, what did you think that happened with Miki in Eurovision?
Well, first of all, the green room
was crazy.
Crazy. Everyone was dancing, and it was like such a great party. And well, I don't know. I mean,
maybe it was a bit too fast.
Anything, yeah, but I love the song.
I love the song as well. I think maybe it was just the tempo was a bit too high for people in the north. Maybe they didn't. They felt it was too much of a party. I love it personally.
Yeah, I love it so
much. But you never know. It's really difficult to understand what will happen or not.
No. And I talked to him. He was happy. He had a fun time. He was sitting in the couch next to me, and he was like.
He did really well.
We looked at each other when the jury points came, and we were like, this is not great.
Yeah.
But then we were happy and we hugged and yeah, it was just, yeah.
I can't remember, were you affected as well by these points from Belarus? No.
Yes, we were.
You were?
We lost a,
right.
well, we lost a place.
We switched with Sweden.
Ah, it's true, it's true, it's true. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, it's true.
Yeah.
But I think it's like,
Is there any kind of...
Yeah, in Norway and Sweden, this like this sister-brother relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, so we
Sweden,
always want to
yeah.
be better.
Sweden are like, see themselves as our big brother.
Okay.
And so like
So
they
that's
look,
why it felt so good.
yeah,
That we-
finally. And
No, but
But we beat him for like 5 days. Then the phone came, hi, I'm sorry, you're in 6th place now. And I'm like, okay, well.
But the whole idea, well, like when there's a system as fragile as depending on like it's one person that could push the wrong button, or there's like just once again shows that we're in 2019.
Yeah.
Why do we have a system that's for individuals that like are physically gonna put a number in a system?
Yeah.
When you have like millions of people in a country, or to put it like that, if you still want the jury system, it has to be more than 4 people. It can't be like, how easy is that it's way too easy then to be able to, I don't know, for some reason. Impress the juries very much, or some it might be a neighbor that is really a good friend with the
That's the
juries.
thing,
So it's like
like-
it's weird. The best thing to avoid this is actually making it democratic. It's not like in the politics that we have half of the votes are from people that claim to know better more about politics. This is like ancient.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mic drop.
Well, anyway, you didn't have 7 points and stayed with just 1. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
You have a long tour ahead. The whole summer you'll be singing around Norway, Spain, Germany, United Kingdom, Sweden and Finland,
Yes.
if I'm right. Are you...
Until now, yeah.
Yeah.
We're still working on other
Yeah.
dates, but yeah, that's
It's super
until now,
exciting.
yeah.
It's what we wanted. Like we wanted to get this out of Eurovision to be able to tour afterwards.
Next goals is actually to be able to tour all of Europe and to tour like smaller places as well, because we also like doing these small acoustic concerts as well. So we really want to see a lot of Spain, and hopefully we can come to other Spanish cities as well.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be waiting. We'll be waiting for you. Thank you very much, guys. Good luck with the tour, and we will be following your steps.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you
In the
so
snow.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's Nordic, like salmons. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.